today. And as I say, God bless us all and thank you for having me. And our next segment is the one and only Health Wells. So come on, I don't need to know who's taking the mic next, if we need to do a room reset or we're going to do whatever, if it's just going to be Health doing her thing.
Can I just say this quick? Love Sure. in your heart was not put there to stay. Love is not love until you give it away. So you give away love. And when you do that, respect yourself, appreciate yourself, because that's who you are. Think if everybody did that in the world. If they gave love away, it would be a miracle, and that's what I pray for.
Any wonderful way to end my segment. You got something to say, Trish?
Yeah, I was just going to say, can we give it up for Judith? Can we give it up, everybody?
Yes, let's unmic. Woo!
Give it a Ric Flair for Thank you, Judith, so much. You are incredible. My friend Patty, who's been leading the stage all day. So love you guys so much. I appreciate you, Judith, for being who you are. You are always incredible. And on our way to Health Wells.
All right, Trisha, you want to do the reset, you or Judith or Pastor Jeff, for me while I get my live stream going really quick?
I can, unless Judith wants to do it. It's up to you. Okay. Well, I haven't done it in a long time, so I will do it quickly. Good morning, everyone. You are in Breakfast with Champions, the Millionaire Breakfast Club, where everyone gets a seat at the table. And yes, you have just heard Judith, my amazing friend, do an amazing segment on Pivot. And today we are here because we love to offer you value. And value. That's what everybody likes to get. But if you would like to continue the conversation after you have been here and received all the value, you can go over to bwcdaily.com, where you can continue on with the conversation with all of these amazing people here. I believe that everyone here should get a moderator badge because everyone here always offers value on this stage. Paula, Victoria, Ginny, Dr. MD, and all of the other people that always come up to the stage. If you are down in the audience, please come up on stage and offer your voice, because we want you to be a part of our community. If you have not joined bwcdaily.com yet, please make sure that you go over there and join. It is an amazing community where people are offering their voice. So with that, Health, are you ready? Are you ready?
Ooh,
bring it, girl, bring it.
Hey.
So we're off with you.
Thank you. Yes, there go my intro.
Everybody in the building, I just wait. We'll drink with Shawnte, help for the table. When the beat got y'all already heard from Banner. This thing,
Ooh, woo, woo. Listen, y'all see what Patty did there. So y'all know I be on that Ric Flair woo, right? Y'all see that woo? You see how she got that woo? I'm just saying, Patty is a beast at these intros. I'm just so me and my brother started the week off. Listen, we were taking on the big show in Ruckin' Bucket. We ran out of time, y'all. See, because we had on Royal. because of the side effects, because of the killing of the wolf, because of the fact that you're killing fat that you actually need. You I don't know if you guys have taken the time to look at people's faces. There's a reason why they're aging. Instead of, you see how I'm turning back the clock on Maria's metabolic age? Listen, some of those injections are doing the opposite. So if you want to go down the injection route, listen, check this out with your own provider. If you are committed and you really feel that you need something to get you over the hurdle, then look at the trizepatides, not the O one, not the O. No, it's not worth it. That lemon ain't worth the squeeze. I would love to say more, but I don't want to get sued. So I just want you to read between the lines and see what I'm talking about here. Look along the trizepatides. If you really truly want to go that route, then look into those. Those have far less side effects if you're going that route. But I wanted to share with you how you can actually leverage your own body and make your body produce more of them. I'm not here to give you some pie in the sky stuff. Maria even gave you her testimony. You see, she used the word only. I've already, because she knows that I've helped people drop more than 2.6 in a day. She knows that my record at this point is actually 6.6 in one day. So she knew that there was a little more on the table that she could have gotten in that one day. But that's okay. We're still getting there. We're still way ahead of schedule. So that can happen for you. That can happen for you. You got a stubborn five that you're calling. Listen, send the eviction notice, but you can't do it without the muscle. You can't do it and maintain it without the muscle. Tap into your muscles. Listen, your legs. There's a reason why I actually make sure people are utilizing their legs more. Why? Because where are the bigger muscles at? In your legs. So how hungry do you think they are for calories? Very hungry. So this is why your metabolic plan has to include your legs. And I know what somebody's saying, well, what about people who have, amputations? Okay. And most of them still have their gluteal muscles. Those are very large, very metabolically active. You also have your biggest back muscle, which is the erector spinae. So we can still, listen, incorporate those things. But your thighs, your quads, and your hams, as well as your glutes. And then if I go ahead and throw in your abdominal muscles, your obliques, which are your side stomach muscles, and your erector spinae, listen, we got burn, baby, burn. I wish I could play that song for you. Burn, baby, burn. The plan has to involve that. It's not enough to only fast. It's not enough to just starve yourself. It's not enough to just produce GLP-1. Okay, so once you boost that, then what? Here's what happens when you get it, from an external source. And I'm a fan of peptides. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me twisted. But here's what happens when you don't include the muscle. Destruction starts to happen. So you got basal metabolic rate that means the thing that it takes to keep you alive. Your lungs are spending energy. They have to spend calorie money. So where's it going to come from? Your face, the chewing, your tongue, your mouth, all of these things. There's a reason why their face starts to sink in. Because now the fat that you need in your face and in your cheeks and things like that, it starts to dwindle away. It starts to eat calories from places that it don't need to eat it. Am I being clear? I just want to make sure that I help you guys understand. Like, we're not punishing fat. Fat is your friend. We just want to make sure that we target the right fat and in the right ratio and get it to the right, levels. So we need to give muscle a job. And that's what I wanted to talk to you. I need you to ruck before you run. I need you to ruck before you run. I need you to ruck before you run. Rucking is simply walking with weight. Listen, you could start with 10 to 15 minutes. Your bodies are meant to carry load. Your muscles are waiting to be activated. Wolf don't want to break you down, but Wolf's law will take an effect, just like Davis' law will. You will break down. You have things called osteoclast. Your bones start to break down. You don't have to end up with osteoporosis because you're aging. You don't have to have 5011 problems with your back and your joints because you're aging. No. All we need to do is tweak certain things. Your metabolism can fix that. Your metabolism affects your skeletal muscular system, your digestive system. It affects your cardiovascular system. It affects your neurological system. Fix your metabolism. You could talk to any physician and they will tell you. They look at health in terms of metabolic health. They're judging your health based on metabolic diseases or the absence thereof. Fix your metabolism. Your body was designed to move. Movement is medicine. You got to give your muscles a job. Otherwise, they're going to start quitting and laying off. Davis and Wolf is ready to lay folks off if you do not make the demands. So, load matters. Load matters. You add weight only once your body is ready for it. So you repeat until it gets to the point where it feels like it's too easy and like it's not doing anything. It's not that it's not doing anything. It's that your body built and left enough permanent scaffolding there to help that sustain that movement. Now that means you can actually increase the load. And what does that mean? Your metabolic rate increases, but also you're actually helping your metabolism. Your metabolism is able to supply energy easier and better and faster, meaning your mitochondria is improving. You're able to deliver the energy your heart needs better and faster. You can deliver the energy that your brain needs better and faster. Those respiratory problems, why do you think that a lot of times, people are winded when they're going up the stairs and they're having a hard time? It's because your metabolism is not in a place to where it can supply the energy that your lungs need to sustain and keep up with that movement. The act of walking up a step is the most, listen, you're talking about burning the most calories. It's not swimming. It's not running. It's not riding a bike. It's not spinning. It's not rucking. It's not any of those things unless you're putting on a rucksack and you're going to walk up and down a step. It's the act of walking up a step. It utilizes the most amount of energy. So if you want maximum burn, there's a reason why you see when a lot of the athletic workout videos, what do you normally see? It all involves steps. When they're doing, hardcore discipline type, motivational type videos, do you see them doing what in the stadium? When I'm trying to get a guy to make to make his competitive weight by the end of the day, I'm going to the steps because it burns the most. So I'm not telling you something that I heard. I'm telling you what I know. And that is, it's verifiable. You can do research with the NIH. You can tap into the British Sports Medicine Journal. These things have been thoroughly researched, you guys. Your muscle needs a job. The act of walking up a step. Many of you have a step in your house. You can do a movement snack with the step. It's time for us to give our muscles a job. Utilize steps. That's one of my primary things when it comes down to the 5-minute mule move. I need you to have purposeful walking. I need you to also, in just a minute, you could start seeing results. I have a lot of my plans. I do movement snacks because we don't move enough in modern society. Because we're not walking to the well to get our water. We're not walking to the market usually to get our food. We're not walking to go into the farmhouse to get our eggs or tend to the chickens. We're not going out to the garden to get our herbs. Most of us. So what I'm saying is our genes are still expecting that. Our genetics still are expecting that. So I need you to make sure you have at least a minute of purposeful walking. I need you to make sure that you have a minute of walking up and down a step. Not saying you got to go all the way to the top of the stairs. You could do it at one step. Your body don't know the difference. You can go a step up and down, one step. The act of walking, like marching in place, doing wall push-ups and doing wall twists. Some of you guys, you keep hating on your abs. Some of you trying to get a BBL for your stomach and you want to go buy a silicone fellas. And what I'm saying is, listen, you can get to these wall twists. Get the wall twist. You want to develop your abs as well as your obliques, do the wall twist. Most pro athletes, you will always see it. That's why, if you notice, you'll see a lot of torso twisting in a lot of their videos with weights. But I'm saying you can start to develop your abs without the weights, even more so with a rucksack on, weighted vest on. But that's that 5-minute mule move. So purposeful walking, especially if you can walk with weight. Doing chair squats, the act of just standing up and sitting down, standing up and sitting down. You can set a 1-minute timer. The act of marching in place, wall push-ups, doing wall twists. But that marching in place and walking up and down a step, that's a game changer. So it's the small steps. That's the strategy. Do you know how many jump shots those guys do? You know how much movement is happening in practice? It's repetition of skills over and over and over again. It's not all the big flashy stuff. Listen, the coach draft plays. They have what we call installs. And that's what people like me do. I develop installs. We call it them to where they need to be. This is how we help them recover. I can help you recover. But what I'm saying is you got to get out of your own way. You got to fire those extra pounds. You got to be willing to give them their eviction notice. You don't have to drown in extra pounds. You don't have to drown in cortisol. You don't have to drown, listen, in pre-urine because you're refusing to drink enough water. Hydration helps the work feel less like a fight. Food supports and assists your plan. It does not replace the plan. Recovery lets your body adapt instead of rebel. Listen, you need recovery. You need a serious recovery plan. So I need you to understand there are helpers, not necessarily heroes, helpers, not heroes. I want to pause just in case there are questions before I try to tie this up so that way you can have an opportunity to have some more dialogue here. Questions, thoughts, you know, clarification. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes.
All right.
I'm just thinking, first I'm stuck on the brown fat and the white fat and how burning like metabolism kicks in with cold. I thought those cold thingies, those cold ice packs, whatever, that was for just when you get hurt. But I'm like now sleeping with mine. Don't tell my boyfriend that I don't have. She starts developing a funny personality, even though absolutely like just putting the cold pack on my belly area, on my shoulders. Like to me, that's igniting my metabolism, and I'm just watching either Love Island or 90 Day Fiance. That's really what I'm doing, just doing that, and it's just waking things up inside me that we're sleeping. And now I even lost more weight today, yay. And I'm doing a 20-hour fast. I can't wait till 5 o'clock. Actually, I don't really care about 5 o'clock. What I'm thinking actually is more like how I'm igniting my metabolism. Like I'm thinking how I'm being proactive in my life. Whereas, now I'm also, by the way, I did finally finish my water yesterday. Finally, first time. We've been working together for a few weeks, right? First time, like those are the things that are occupying my mind now. It's, did you drink your water? Yes, I did. Are you doing your, so now the wall exercises, they're a different conversation. And that's another thing, but I'm thinking about them. I'm aware. Under my desk, I'm moving my feet, right? It was a $10 item. A $10 item, moving my feet, that now I can't sit at my desk without rocking my feet, and I could feel it in my calves. So I actually got younger
from yesterday to today, but really it wasn't in 24 hours that happened. That happened in me doing the work. So like all of this is the most amazing journey is that we talk about the pillars of life, right? We talk about family and finances, and I'm really now thinking differently. I am, yes, but I'm working with health, of course, but I'm working on my business too. It's just that this shift in health and wellness and the excitement that I am now a weight where I wasn't when I had a child in me. I was 159 pounds, my friends. And I have to tell you, I hit it super well. Because I wore my shirts a certain way. I tucked in just the front and the back was wide covered, wide covered, you get it? I hit it well, but my son sees it in my face. So that part is, I'm seeing if I listen to Health Wells, Health as well, I would have lost more weight. I know that. And I know I should be celebrating 2.6 pounds. And I know I'm going on and on, but this is like a journey, right? I would have lost more if I would have done those exercises, but I didn't and still lost 2.6 pounds. So this is all, it's compound interest. And I love saying compound interest because it applies in all areas of our life. It's what you put in over time builds up and helps you get to where you want to be. I'm so loving my body. I stand in front of a mirror and I'm like, wow, you look good. And I can't wait. I want to lose a little bit more, not for any reason other than I just want to go back to where I was. And I think that now seeing my metabolic age go down, that's okay. I don't care about my chronological age. I absolutely want that to go up. Both my parents didn't have that blessing, right? My dad was 35 when he passed and my mom was 64. I want my chronological age to climb as my metabolic age goes down. And I didn't know what all those numbers meant. And Shawnte really hooked me up with the knowledge. It's not just about the weight. It's about your BMR. It's about your skeletal muscle. You're proud of me? I'm really learning. And what she gave me and what she's gifting me is this information that will help me get to my next level in health and wellness. Then I could be a cool grandma who is playing wiffle ball, right, with my grandkids. Otherwise, the way I was going, there was no way that was happening. So I'm going to yield my mic now. I'm sorry I took over. I'm sorry. But thank you. And I love you. And I'm grateful beyond.
Somebody say, I'm free. I am free.
Oh my gosh. I absolutely love that, Maria. Like I love it. And it's a perfect, segue into where I wanted to go. With this because I really need us, and I'm going to give you, I have some other what I call some helpers. Helpers, not heroes. They don't replace the work, but they really truly help you, maximize that work. They help you get more, kind of like that, when Popeye the Sailor Man would get the spinach and it would make him have like that super strength. That's what these helpers do. They help you do what needs to be done, highly more effectively, but they're not just a replacement for, just horrible habits and not doing any work. I need you to think about this. So imagine whatever age you are now, let's add 20 years. Imagine you having to sit and go 3 times a week for dialysis. I had a lady that was working in one of the other vocational academies was going for, she had just gotten over cancer. And now she was in like stage 4, like type of, she was having to have a dialysis, 3 times a week, having to get up at 2 o'clock in the morning just so that she could go have dialysis and come back. There are days that she would be so drained, her eyes, just the dark circles underneath her eyes, and looking at, her arms and seeing like her body was taking a beating, having a hard time just, even getting up a stair, let alone go down a stair as well. There are things. She has a vibrant grandson, and a daughter, but not even being able to take him to the playground as he loves to do, not being able to be there even with her spouse. She couldn't even help much with the move. They were moving and downsizing in the house. Imagine sitting and the painful process that people go through with going through dialysis every single week and knowing that it could have been avoided, knowing that if you could have just taken some small measures. What about the person who is now to sit and consider having gastric bypass surgeries along with all of the risks that come with it? And I'm not, that's not what I'm saying. I just also have seen people on the other end of it. We're 20 years in the future. Now imagine you're someone that fell and broke your hip just trying to go up a step. 20 years from now, it's not that long. Where do you want to be? What do you want your metabolic age to be? See, because your average personal trainers, they're not talking to you about this. They can't. Many of them are not even aware. They don't have the medical training part of things to help you. They can help you with the scale weight, but all those other numbers, probably not so much. Who's going to lose if you don't win in your health? What's going to happen in your company? What's going to happen to your great grandkids? What's going to happen to that family trust? What about the business? See, because I truly believe that commerce is community service. Who's going to lose because you are choosing not to tap into the things that the 1% are tapping into? Who is going to lose? Who's going to lose? I heard somebody on mic. Who's going to lose? Who's going to lose? I need you to think about that. I need you to think about what it would be like to have to go through dialysis. All because I didn't tap in. I didn't seek out the information. I didn't think about going to the meeting at the well. I didn't think about really looking at my health numbers. Who's going to lose? Who's going to be there to help you if you do fall and break your hip? If you do have a leg fracture, who's going to take care of you? Do you want your children to be better? Do you have enough money? Do you have enough money? See, I was working with, I'm just going to call, I'm going to say her name is MJ. She just ran out of money. She had a stroke. She has a Coca-Cola every day. Swears by her sodas. Swears by her sodas. Can't use her arm. She is really, really declining rapidly. She was refusing to do any of the physical therapies. And what do you think they did? They moved her to the memory care unit. And for those who don't know what that means, especially for someone who should be able to physically still do things, that means that they gave up on her. And she was basically going to just eventually wither and die. She would not have made it through the month. She wouldn't have made it through the month. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Hello? Did y'all lose me? Did y'all lose me? Hello? Hello? Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Hello, hello. Oh God, what just did y'all lose me completely?
We lost you.
Girl, we were hot. I can hear you going on and on and on.
Yeesh, oh my God. This is Clubhouse discrimination against Android, the greatest phone system ever. I'm just saying. I cannot believe that. And I just had it literally sitting because I'm live streaming, so I've had it in the same spot. I didn't change, touch anything. Yo, Okay, what was the last thing y'all heard me say? Oh my gosh. I don't hear. Okay, something is happening here. Oh, it's going to my it's trying to connect to my my headphones.
The metabolic stage of your phone is 100.
Shots fired.
Time for me to do a commercial. Get a Starlink.
Oh my God.
iPhone will solve it. iPhone will solve it.
That is too
And then you get
funny.
an iPad, and you can see it bigger too.
Oh
That's
my.
right. Pastor Jeff taught me that.
Okay, so oh wow, I need to see if my tablet, well, I don't have an iPad, but do all tablets work? You guys think? I think I'm gonna add that dynamic.
We're trying to help you like you're trying to help us. Okay? Just be done with it. Don't waste your money.
Yes, yes, sir.
Don't get a BBL for your
for the phone.
And there you go. You can even go on Facebook Marketplace and find one.
Oh my God. Where is my brother GA? Y'all are going in on us Android devices, people. Like, where's Ramon? Where's the help? Where are the reinforcements when I need them? They coming in. Thank you, Judith. There go my girl. That's what I'm talking about. Judith got my back. I'm telling you, man, it has kicked me out of the room.
People who have mental issues or are in denial. Having grief about it. There's Patty from New York and Pastor PJ that helps you move from the pain of your grief of your smart device to the iPhone.
And denial is just a river. It's a river.
Another form of weakness and grief. That's all. Tell them, Trish.
Oh my God, that is so funny. My apologies, y'all. I was going in. I was telling y'all about Miss MJ and how, she was just, stubborn, not wanting to do anything, and how she ended up with a stroke and now she's run out of money and is, at the mercy of, her kids. And one of her kids out in Texas didn't want to have anything to do with her. And so the ones here that yeah, I'm just calling her MJ because HIPAA.
Oh. I thought you were talking about Miss Blige.
Oh God, that's so funny. No, but her initials are that though. That's the funny thing. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna call her MJ. It's an interesting thing, and this is someone that progressively got worse. Like her heart ended up having to have surgery. Like it just went from bad to worse. And she is somebody that had to have one of them soda pops. Guess what? Her arm, they had given up on her, put her in a memory care unit, y'all. Movement is medicine. So because she was resistant, guess what? Her arm started to get worse. And also her tremors started to actually increase. The amount of wasting that happened, her her arms started to look like liquid water. That's how fast her muscles started to waste. So what I'm saying is that movement is the way, y'all. We have helpers, not heroes. This to support the work. It doesn't replace the work. So I hope that you guys took into consideration what I said about yerba mate. And then I want to talk to you about basil seeds. Now, they're not as cheap as, flax seeds and chia seeds, but they're the next level. So, if you wanted to know of an ingredient, if you want to level up your seed life and tap into what the 1%, if you look them up, you'll see a lot of them are like 20 bucks or so, whereas you can get a pack of chia seeds probably for like the travel packs for like $1 or $2. There's a difference. There is a difference. And so I wanted to make sure I give you things that you could actually start to utilize and put in a rotation. This is not you having to throw the baby out with the bathwater. I believe in finding a harmony and a rhythm. You know, I'm born in the month of October. So, they say our little symbol is a scale. We're always trying to weigh both sides and trying to figure out, a sense of harmony and a sense of balance. But I don't believe that there's work-life balance, but I do think that there is a health balance. And if you can just find the right pocket, the right rhythm, the right frequency that's designed specifically to your metabolism, because my metabolism is not going to be the same as Leslie's. Leslie's is not going to be the same as Maria. Maria's is not going to be the same as Marianne. Paula's is not going to be the same as Dee's. Listen, GA is not going to be the same as Pastor Jeff. Judith is not going to be the same as Trisha. Dr. Lisa is not going to be the same as Jenny, and Jenny is not going to be the same as Victoria. We have to mind our own metabolism business. Listen, champions are made in the off season. You can get stronger every day. That's some of the things that I'm showing Maria. Maria could see what her muscle mass, what happened to it from one day to the next. I'm tracking and paying attention to the things, the little things. It's the little things that lead to the big thing. See, we're looking for the big splash, but see, I build the scaffolding prior to, because I understand that you can drop the 5. You can get the 6 in a day. You can get the 3. Yes.
You just did a drive-by again. Can you pause there and slow down just a little bit? You said champions are made in the off season. Yeah. Please let that marinate for a moment, because what you shared with us is some examples of some people who didn't do what they could do during the off season, and then when the big game of aging came, they were not champions. I just want you to slow down, because you did a drive-by right by that.
Oh, yeah. That's good. That's good. I just I'm working with real life people, you guys. I'm transitioning from working with nose guards and right tackles and centers to working with grandmothers, you know, and business owners and mothers and wives and daughters and sons and fathers. This is real life. Sedentary death syndrome is real, y'all. Strokes are happening at record numbers, y'all. Trisha has been an emergency room nurse. I know that she's seen people, stroke victims. I know she can tell you how quick things can change for people overnight. Your life can change in an instant. And there are some things that we can do to avoid it. Type 2 diabetes is 100% a lifestyle related disease, and it's a metabolic disease. You don't have to keep it. I don't care if they gave you a port, you got the log into a portal and they gave you that diagnosis, or if they put that diagnosis on the paper. I heard when I was a little girl, not sure if it's the same Dalai Lama, but he said when people give him gifts that he don't want, he give it back. Why you ain't giving it back? So if you got a metabolic disease, why are you keeping it? Give it back. This is that call out in the wilderness. This is what you're hearing me, scream from the mountaintops, trying to get your attention to help you to wake up so that you don't have to be in the number. You don't have to be in that number that's on the pipeline to a premature grave, or the pipeline to ending up in a nursing home and not having your health span with the longevity. That's why you want to reverse your metabolic age. You want to have your health with you, and you can do that. You don't have to, just because you're 80 don't mean you old. Just because you're 90 don't mean you're old. I promise you, if you guys had the privilege of meeting my dad at 90, I think that's why I think in my mind, I didn't see him as someone that was 90 or 91. I didn't see him at 89 because he was so full of life and vibrant. He took care of himself. So he was, listen, there were 60 something year olds that was far older than my dad. I think that's why his passing kind of caught us all off guard, because he was so vibrant. My dad was in the midst of writing a book, a new book. So what I'm saying is that just because you age doesn't mean you have to suffer. Just because you age, it doesn't mean that you can't still have your health with you. I plan to still be doing athletic competitions. I'm definitely going to be powerlifting in my 90s. What are you aiming at? What choices are you willing to make now? Now is the time. You know, there's like there was this a saying, Pastor Jeff, and I don't remember where I heard it, but I've heard this example used a lot where people would be praying, like saying, "Oh God, why didn't you save me for the flood?" And he sent, a helicopter, and the people would say, "Oh, I'm waiting on God to come." And he sent a boat. "Oh, I'm waiting on God to come." He sent help. And then the people, they just kept denying or turning a blind eye and saying they was waiting on God, I guess, to descend out of heaven. So they died and went to heaven and asked God, "Well, why didn't you save me? Why you send I sent 3 different vehicles to help you. 3 different ways of help. But you turned them down. You ignored all of them." So, will this be that opportunity for you? I need you to think about that. Some of you, your bones are getting weaker. Some of you, you've already been diagnosed with osteoporosis. And you have an opportunity to tap into help right now. Some of you, you've been drinking soda all your life, every day, a couple times a day. Some of you right now, you got type 2 diabetes and it's bad. Somebody, you got CHF, chronic heart failure. Some of you, you're on the verge of having to end up doing dialysis. There's a way. You can do better. Someone needs the gift that's inside of you. Your work is not done here. How would you feel when somebody else has to change your diapers? You have to put on adult diapers. How would you feel if you could no longer get in a car? How would you feel if somebody else now has to tell you when to go to bed, when to get up? Someone else has to bathe you. Someone else has to clothe you. Someone else has to feed you. Someone else has to control what it is that you're eating. How would you feel? And knowing that you could have avoided it, knowing that you could have made small changes that would have made a big difference in your life. How would you feel knowing that you missed an opportunity to tap in at a level that you can afford? Listen, I want you to think about the 20 years from now, you. Is that little can going to be worth it? Now is the time. How are you going to feel that you chose sweet tea instead of the yerba mate tea? How are you going to feel that you chose the canola oil instead of avocado oil? How are you going to feel? How are you going to feel that you chose the big Texas instead of tapping in and getting you a big sweet potato? How are you going to feel that you chose the fake carbs instead of real complex carbs that could help you? How are you going to feel that you refuse to turn down your plate and be willing to participate in a sundown fast, which is a game changer? You could use this as a reset. And even if you couldn't make it to the full 24, you could do a 20-hour fast. I'm not saying you can't have fluids and liquids. I'm not saying you can't have bone broth during this time, but give your body a chance to reset. Give your insulin levels a chance to get low enough so that your body can actually burn fat that it desires to burn. A sundown fast can help you. This is strategy, not suffering. Strategy, not suffering. Listen, the yerba mate tea can help you do the sundown fast. But I'm telling you, fasting has to become a part of your plan. Whether you do it once every 2 or 3 weeks, or whether you do it once every 5 weeks, you need to be considering an actual embrace of fasting. It is a strategy that we use and work for you. I tell people, listen, if you know you were cutting up over the weekend, then start it that Sunday. Stay late evening or Sunday afternoon. And then the next day. You know what time. So if you started at 5 o'clock, then 5 o'clock the next day is a good first meal. Listen, now you want to consult with your physician. I understand some people may have different medications that they're on, and I want to put my disclaimer in the chat again, but I need you, do not big show your fasting. Wisdom beats extremes. I just don't want us to be at the extremes. That's all. So I need you to really listen to what Mule 3 is. 3 wins before tomorrow. I need you to move. I need you to give your muscles a job with the chair squats, the wall push-ups, and the wall twists. And water. 3 mules. I need somebody to put this in the chat for me. I need you to move purposefully, prayerfully with a ruck vest on. Excuse me. I need you to involve muscles. I need you to do the chair squat. That your lease is up. Your lease is up. Questions, concerns. It's your opportunity. I have my link above if you want to tap in and want to join and get some one-on-one time with me. The opportunity is there. Questions?
I just wanted to say my route for my medical transport is designed on dialysis treatment individuals. And I get up and pick up my first rider in the morning about 5 a.m. on Monday and Friday and 5:30 a.m. on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. And I just wanted to say, you're not joking. I watch them. Oh, somebody's got an open mic. I watch them. I see them. I pray with them. And I love them from afar. But I know I don't want to be one of them. And it scares the hell out of me. So I signed up for a call. And thank you for having the courage to talk about the hard conversations that we all need to hear. So thank you for bringing this to the forefront and spending your time with us and educating, motivating, and inspiring us.
Woo! I'm grateful for you, Judith. Yes, yes.
Did I just hear you say you, your son, and your daughter-in-law have built an entire business around people who did not put in the work to become champions in the off season? Is that what I heard you say?
Yes, Pastor Jeff. I have been providing dialysis rides for people since 2024. I built my business around dialysis rides because not only do they need rides of dialysis, but they need lots of other rides too. There's wound care, there's kidney transplant appointments. I could name lists and lists and lists of appointments that they need to go to. And it's a sad thing, but yes, and I do treat them with respect. I treat them with love and kindness and compassion. And some of them are my friends, and a few of them we even go out to lunch together. And I have watched a few of them die. And I asked the counselor over at the dialysis center if there was counseling for the driver who drove them. So it's definitely an impact on my life, made me look at who I am, how I'm functioning as a person, and made me really talk about my health and how I want to live the next 40 years of my life.
And I have just one more question for you, and this is because this is what you do. noticed it in Atlanta. Have you noticed it where you're at?
So I actually deliver people to 5 dialysis centers, 5 different dialysis centers. Got to in where I live, 12 dialysis centers in our city. Large amount of them. There's a large amount of doctors who are seeing individuals.
Thank you, Judith. You just validated that champions are made in the off season, and a lot of us are in the off season now. We have an opportunity to be champions when that last quarter comes in. Health Wells, back over to you.
Yeah, thank you, Judith. I really am glad that you brought up because that's big business. There's not enough people that provide services like what you do down here. That's how big business is with dialysis, amongst other things that people are needing the medical transport. Look at the type of people that are arriving at the rehab center. It's shocking. So Judith is not, making this up or exaggerating the amount of people and the frequency of it. And it's a real valuable, type of a service. And I'm grateful that someone as compassionate as Judith and her family is actually doing this and helping these people. But you don't have to be one of them. It's not an easy road, y'all. I've seen this up close and personal. It doesn't have to be you. Someone in your life does not want to see you. Think about the people who are connected to you and what that would mean to them. The trauma in and of itself for someone to see their parent or their grandparent going through that. See, I felt so helpless with my grandmother. But now I have the power. I have educated myself, and she knew I would. She knew I would figure it out. I didn't know how to recognize the heart attack. I didn't understand what getting the sugar meant. I didn't know what type 2 diabetes was at the time. I didn't know what it meant with the what high cholesterol meant. I didn't know. I knew there was a difference between her and my granddad in the sense of how life was going for him. And she was much younger than him, and she died before him. She was 59 when she passed away. 59. That's awfully young, y'all. Some of you on this stage is older than 59. I wish my grandmother could have made it to where some of you guys have. And many of you, you have the capacity, you know that the vision, the gifts that are within you, you're meant to be a centenarian. It's going to take that. And you don't have to be a feeble centenarian. My Aunt Aulide lived to be 106. On my grandfather's side of the family, they lived long. He died the youngest, actually. And I think it's only because he was put in a home after my grandmother passed away. So he died in his late 80s. And so he had to eat, he never ate out. Everything came from the earth. Everything came from the earth. He had fresh fruits and veggies. He would not eat, packaged stuff. But when he got put in a facility, it's all packaged stuff. And so 6 years later, he passed away. So what I'm saying is that food is the real pharmacy. Movement is the real medicine. And there's additional strategies and things that you could utilize to help heal your metabolism. I need you to see your metabolism as something that's within your care, something that you need to provide for, something that you can actually help you. You guys are together forever. You're together forever. When people work with me, they can tell you, I have you give it a name. I actually give you a homework assignment for your metabolism. I help you really, truly unshackle it. Questions, concerns, thoughts?
Thank you so much for this again. The only other time I'd heard about centenarians was
with the blue zones, and here in the blue zones, but then they look at it as it's only in unique regions of the world, because I believe there may be 5 of them in the world, right? So that's the first time I heard about centenarians. And then the other thing I wanted to say, kudos for you to have the courage to say that, there may be people in here experiencing all the different things, and that's not an end sentence. Because I speak for myself. When I hear certain things, I think, oh, okay, that's it, right? So, what you are doing when you speak, if you didn't know that before, what you're doing for whoever is under the sound of your voice, you are giving people hope when it comes to their health. Because I know when I worked at other places, I was the youngest one there, and I would hear women say, "Oh, you don't want to get in your 50s because everything starts to break down then. Oh, you don't want to get in your 60s because so we've all heard those things, but the way that you frame and the passion that you come with, you are saying, no, that's false doctrine. That's false information. And so I'm grateful to be here and to be able to hear you. Because as my pastor says, if you are under his teachings, once you know better, you better do better. And if you don't, that's on you. So you've given me, and once the mind expands, it can never go back. You've given me, my God, like, oh, like I don't have to walk around like a zombie and listen to what they tell me, because I do have choices. So I just wanted to say that. Thank you, Hal.
Oh, thank you. And I'm looking forward to tomorrow, Leslie. Absolutely. Leslie took action.
I am too.
Anyone else?
It's Trisha. So I have to tap in for just a moment because you had mentioned about being an ER nurse, and there's so many things you said. Oh my gosh, there's so many things. I've had this conversation many times over about disease and what is a disease and what's not a disease, and what's a choice and what's not a choice. And you know that I worked in addictions. Judith and I have had these conversations about being empathetic with people about, their choices. And I for about working in an ER and having ER nurses, even ER nurses, that have had people in addictions come into the ER look for help, and them tell, there's your patient, Trish. I can't handle that patient. That patient's an addiction patient. And many times people will say that addiction is not a disease, it's a choice. And it frustrates me very much because it is a disease. It's a disease that affects the mind. It is a disease that affects the neurons in your brain and how they connect. And we won't go into all of that, but very much so, you could relate and say that diabetes is a choice. It's an addiction of sugar. It's an addiction of food. It's which foods that you should choose and not. And so when you said that, I was like, oh my gosh, yes, I see this and I hear this. And I think all of us have an addiction somewhere in our lives, something that we do, we choose to do, and we know that it will affect us in a different way. And every time I hear you speak, I'm like, oh gosh, girl, you're making me face something that I don't want to look at in myself, in my life. And I'm like, geez, Health Wells, don't make me look at that right now. You're making me go down that part of my life that I don't want to look at. And I think that all of us need to do a self-evaluation, and sometimes we don't like to do it. And I thought it was just so amazing that Judith said, woo, I don't want to be that way anymore, Health, and I just signed up for a call with you, because that's like the first step, right? It's the first step. And all of us talk about, even in the 12 steps. It's the first step of admitting you're powerless over something, and you just have to do it. You have to say it. You have to be the one to say, yuck, I don't want to be this way, but I have to admit it. So I think we all need to do a self-evaluation, and that, like Pastor Jeff keeps saying, your line, man, that is where champions are born, right? In the off season. So when we least expect it, it hits us. We hear it when somebody's talking about it, when we don't want to hear it maybe, but it's in the off season. When we're hearing somebody and we go, oh man, I was just doing my work and she's talking about this over in the corner and I don't want to hear it. But even the nurse in the ER that thinks that they know all the things about all the things, they need to hear that, you know what? It's a disease, but it's a choice. And I have to choose to say, maybe I need to make better choices. So I love the content, man. Girl, you got this. And just sometimes we need to have a little more education about, I can choose to eat this instead of that, right? Remember those books?
Yes.
So you're giving us the options, man. You're giving us the options. I love it. Thank you so much for always doing these, extra segments that you take the time to pour into us. I love you, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
I love you, sister. And
I'm celebrity. Is this Triple J?
right? I was like, Trisha, look.
Diabetes. Is this the Triple J that we? It's Triple J.
Right? I was like, is that our brother there?
Yeah. There's a story for that. Basically,
Talk about it.
I basically, was off Clubhouse for a long time. I had to redo a whole new profile to get back on, basically. So that's why I have all the red tickets and all the other stuff. But yes, it's Triple J, your good old friend. Yes.
Bro, it is good hearing your voice, knowing that you are on the stage. And for those of you who don't know Triple J, his story is a success story of doing what Health has been talking to you about for the last few months. Triple J, just take a moment, Health, if you don't mind, let him tell his story, how he took control in the off season to become a champion and reversed his diabetes, which the doctors told him was impossible. Triple J, give him the short version of it, brother.
He is a champion.
Well, long story short, I guess I have to write a book one day, huh?
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
One in January, I actually have been going through a long stint of after I got diagnosed in 2010 with type 2 diabetes, which I went into a big spiral of depression after I was diagnosed, and I really didn't take care of myself and take my medicine and didn't do anything that I was supposed to do. And so that went on for about 11 years, which I did a lot of damage to my body and stuff. But one morning I woke up and I just decided, hey man, I'm just tired of all the medicine. I'm tired of all the doctor visits and all the medicine I was on. I was like, man, I was on 8, 9 different medicines. One was an injection, and I was tired. So long story short, I prayed about it that morning, and I, asked for some help, and I got led to a friend of mine that helped me start to change the way that I was eating. And then they gave me this app, the second thing. So I actually started making small changes in the way that I was eating, basically. I wasn't perfect. I wasn't doing 100% strict, because, food addiction is real. That's a whole other story for another time. But I basically made small changes and reduced a lot of my carb intake, sugar intake. I was able to bring my A1C down from a 14 all the way to a 5.6 within 6 months. And after that, another 6 months after that, I got it down to a 5.2. And so my doctor, which I had A1C levels of 14 and higher for years, And so they were like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "Hey, I'm just changing the way that I eat." And so they said, "Okay, well, if you can keep doing that, we're gonna take you off all your medicine." So that day, they took me out for all my diabetic medicine, and I haven't been back on that diabetic medicine since then, and that's just great. My A1C is still in check. My blood sugars are still in check as of today. This is what, years later, right? So, man, the whole champion stuff that everybody's talking about, that was just something I had to come up with a mindset of myself to become a champion of my own health, of my own. That's right, Ric Flair. So I had to become a champion of my own life, and that's just a mindset that I came up with myself. And so, man, it's great to be here. I didn't mean to get long winded with that. The story's more extensive than that, and even afterwards, it's an extension to that as well. But just know that Triple J's still around. He's still, champion, and he's still pushing. That's the important thing. And I'm glad you guys here today. I'm glad I walked in the right time. I guess I didn't even know this room was about this, so that's great.
Absolutely. Listen, it normally isn't. I just happened to have a reschedule. I typically would have been working at this time. And so I love when I get to do a therapeutic Thursday, is what I call it, or a medicinal Monday. So yeah, I'm really, really grateful. I actually did another pop up one, a fill in yesterday, and I was telling people to hold my mule. And so this is where part two came in. And so this has been just that afterglow of that. It's so good to hear your story. Pastor Jeff, I know you were about to respond. Go for it.
I just want to tell you, thank you, and to all the listeners, you might want to go ahead and stop playing that voice in your head. Click, don't click, click, don't click, and click the link and connect while you can. You heard what Shawnte Health Wells says is the access that she's been given to the 1% that she's giving you access to now. The investment is changing, so you might want to get in. The Atlanta, Alabama area.
Yes, sir. I'm in the greatest state in the world, Alabama. Roll Tide.
We got to connect, and I don't know if you know it, but T.M. Hyman, I believe you do know, he's got a summit coming up next month. It'd be great to see you there, man. Just connect with me. You know how to do that. Let's see if we can meet up. Health Wells, back over to you. Thank you for letting me interrupt.
I want to, I just want to congratulate him. Do you see what can happen when you make those changes? How somebody cared about his life. He's going to have grandchildren. If he didn't have grandchildren yet, but you have that life that you can enjoy, and you don't have to worry about somebody helping you get up, or having to take those medications every day. Do you see what a difference all the information health has been sharing? And then we had like a oh my gosh, this was a treat having you come in, brother. I mean, it just goes to show you right there. My goodness, God is so good. I land on testimony.
And I'll add to this real quick. And I've been knowing a good bit of people that's on the stage for a while. Trisha, of course. Health Wells, Pastor Jeff. These are my people. You know what I'm saying? Mary, these are my people. I haven't forgot y'all. I've just been on a long journey, which we can talk about that another time. But, I want to just encourage people to know this. No matter how deep you're in the hole with your health, no matter how hard you have fallen, I don't care how long you have been struggling and going through different things. It does not matter. What does matter is the day that you decide that you want to change. And I want you to know that you have the faith enough in you that you can activate that. And once you activate that, you're unstoppable. I just need people to understand that, because I think sometimes we get so far gone and we're so depressed and so lonely and so out of it. But I'm here to tell you, you can make one decision to change, man, and it can just transform your entire life. And that's what happened to me. So just know that health, is one of my buddies. And you guys really just need to just, health is very important. That's the one thing. Oh my God, that's the one thing that you have control over. A lot of your health you have control over, and that's the one thing that's so priceless and precious that people don't realize how precious it is until they lose it or it declines and stuff like that. But even then, you still have hope, and there's still possibilities for you to turn things around. I don't care what anyone tells you. I'm not gonna say anything else.
I gotta say something.
One last
Can I do a podcast with you? Can I do a podcast? I am dying to you. I just talked to a lady at my bank. I had a call for a reason, and I changed her life by telling her about Mel Robbins. I do this. I get into a conversation, and she was mentioning her health, and she does her work at her bank, and she is okay. But when she goes home, so I started talking to her, and I'm 88. I am crazy.
She crazy, Triple J. She love you though. She'll love you 100%.
I will. You know, the thing is, you can do. People today, I see more hopeless young people. Not my grandkids, because they're extraordinary, but I see more people who are helpless. Do you know what I mean? And hopeless, and it drives me crazy because I just read an article about Parkinson's.
Jenny, make it succinct.
I'm making it succinct that you people who play golf have a higher degree of what they thought, that it is a breath, that it is things that people look it up. Don't trust me, look it up. It's a thing. And there's a man here who has Parkinson's. I just want to help people, but my New Jersey Italian style is also, I want to bash you over the head because I want you to do what I tell you to do, and I want you to tell you to do it. I am sorry, I will shut up.
Love you, Jenny.
Jenny, and what you're saying is absolutely correct. Health Wells talked about those who live near golf courses on yesterday, Jenny. So you're absolutely right. Health, before we turn it back over to you, I wanted to ask Triple J a simple question. Triple J, would you agree with Pastor Jeff that the door of opportunity is only an opportunity as long as the door is open?
Yes, because there are times in your life where you got to walk through a door. A decision has to be made in your own life. The door doesn't stay open forever. And you know, in that day that I made a decision to change my life, that was my door. Imagine if I would have not walked through that door that day. So a lot of you may have that opportunity today to walk through the door. And if you do have that opportunity and your conscience is talking to you, is pulling on you, hey, come on, let's go. You need to listen to it, and you need to walk through that door, because that door doesn't stay open forever.
Thank you, Triple J. The door is in the process of closing. I'm closing my mouth and passing the mic back over to Health Wells with a big Ric Flair. Health, over to you before I take over your show.
Yeah, I thought Trisha. Yeah, Trisha. I was going to throw it to Trisha because I know she was trying to talk to Triple J.
Yeah, just really quick. We all talk about people in our lives, and you guys all hear me say, you know, Marilyn invited me up to stage on BWC, but there is one person in my life that I will always, always, always say, Triple J, I love you. You know I love you. I love you more than life itself. Triple J has met my family. He has met people that are important to me. There is a crowd called the Keto for the Soul crowd. Triple J, I will give kudos to. He is the person that got me on Clubhouse. I just want you to know he is the person that got me to come up to the stage. He's the person that got me where I don't shut up. He, man, there was one night that in my life, and I was surfing around on Instagram, and they were doing an Instagram live where it was just three people chatting with each other, and he just said to me, "Follow me, come in the room, listen, come up on stage. You don't even have to say anything. Just allow us to love on you for a little while." And I'm telling you, he has been the best person to me ever since. And I just want to tell you, I love you, give you your kudos, your honors. You deserve it, my friend. And you saved my life. You saved my life. So I just love you.
Well, I'm no superhero. But
she was the champion. The champion's here.
Yes, those of us that know you really are.
Man, I'll just say this, man. You never know what will happen if you decide to change your life, and the different lives that are connected to that. I will say that. Like I said, I bet the keto for the soul people first, and which was because I was, doing keto. And then, I wanted some motivation in the morning, and I kept seeing this group, BWC, early in the morning, Breakfast with Champions. And that's how I came, to know all of the Breakfast with Champions people. Even went to a meetup in Kentucky. That's another story for another day. And met some wonderful people, Pastor Jeff and Health Wells Maria. They've been with me for a minute. They really have. I love all of them. Trisha as well. And they've been the biggest support. I will tell y'all, this community is very important. You can decide to change, great, but you are going to need community to help motivate and keep you going. This was the other part that I needed to the turnaround of my success. I was able to say I wanted to change, but you're going to still need a community of positive people, and you're going to feed off of that positive energy, and it's going to help you and propel you and with your change. So if it wasn't for all of you, there would be no Triple J. I promise you that, because it's been a great and a wonderful journey, and I just appreciate all of you. I really appreciate and love all of you. You just never know how much.
We love you back, brother. We love you back, and I'm so excited. Your testimony excites me. As much as I know about your story, I am just so excited. And just when I saw your name, I was like, yay! Triple J, talk about champion. I'm so like just my heart was singing, Trisha, when I saw him, come up in here. I was like, yes, yes, yes. I have missed you so much. But Trisha, I got my homework done, you see. Like I actually did, incorporate, what's been on my Zoom backdrop for a while. And so many of you guys don't know I'm in night school along with Trisha as well with TM. And so just even working on cultivating like the offerings, like Trisha really truly, like there's something about community, and when you invest in yourself, there are things that you can't see. And so these specials, y'all, didn't just come out of nowhere. I'm telling you, like Trisha really truly, I truly think it was like a heavenly download. And so that's how some of the titles stemmed from something that Trisha brought up. Jeff has been, putting that for business. And so I'm grateful for my community here in Breakfast with Champions. And that is why you've seen me even come and flourish and evolve in the way that I have from when I first started, when I followed Mary Lynn into Breakfast with Champions many, many moons ago. So I'm excited and I'm delighted. But I do have something that is finite, which is the time is finite. So football season has returned. So obviously, there had to be some adjustments and shifts, but the amount of what I am offering, the solution in and of itself, far exceeds its value of what the investment is. And so I just wanted to make sure I did my service to the community because I truly believe commerce is service. So it is my form of community service. And many of you here are business owners. And think about how many other agencies and organizations and initiatives we get to impact because commerce exists in and of itself. And so I want to see you be able to do that longer and stronger. Like, just because you age, it doesn't mean you have to get old. Just because you age, it doesn't mean your metabolism has to deteriorate. You can live long and strong. That's why my hashtag is live long and strong. I know what is it, Star Trek, they told us live long and prosper. I need you to live long and strong. I need you to live strong. You can live strong. You can live longer and stronger. I need you to elevate from thinking of, 70 or 80 being the goal. I need you to look past 100. That's why my show is called the 100 Health Show. That's the name of my podcast. There's a reason. There's a reason why I have my name health. Just having you speak the name health, having you speak the word health, being able to say things that are actually empowering you. So whether you tap in and utilize me or someone else, it's not what this is about. I really wanted to do just as Leslie said. I wanted to expand your thinking, wanted to expand your horizon and help you see this better. That's the thing that fascinates me about art museum is the curation that took place. What you're looking at, whoever the primary curator did, they curated the artwork within that museum. I don't know if you guys have ever been to New York City and ever been to that natural museum of history there. Oh my God. It's the curation. So goes you with your business. It's the curation. That's what's drawing people. What are you curating for people? So, can you get information anywhere? Absolutely. Will they curate it the way I will? No, they will not. Do they have the knowledge base and the knowing what to cut, what to keep, and what to adjust for you? No, they probably don't. So I just wanted to make sure that yes, I'm going. I'm stopping there. I'm landing the plane. Yes, I do, and that's why I was wrapping it up. Yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I want you to listen to this, and it's driving me crazy. I live in an adult community, and they serve us crap. They serve carbs. They serve giant glasses of orange juice with sugar. They serve peanut butter cake with 3-inch icing. They serve the same thing, tacos and chicken fried this, and we eat horrible food, and I pay a lot of money, and I do a lot of cooking in my apartment, which negates the whole problem of how much why is there, it's like you're old, go eat what you want and drop dead because it doesn't make any difference. Do you know what I mean? So I'm trying to change that, but there's no way on earth I'm going to get Segura Corporation, and I'm saying it out loud, to change the food they buy that is less expensive and more dangerous for adults when we're paying a fortune. It's a problem that is, I don't know where I belong. I don't know where I want to go. I don't belong here because I feel like it's killing me.
Hey,
so
Jen,
yes.
You know what it is? I'm going to tell you what it is because you know this. It's about profit and loss.
Yes, it's the bottom line. It's always whatever my brother told me. Whatever you think it's about money.
Unfortunately, yeah, and we're not going to solve it in this moment. And Health Wells had just done almost an hour and a half segment, and we got to let her go. But we should have a business room, and we should discuss this, and we should talk about maybe what you can do for yourself to get rid of this problem, because it comes up every time we have a segment, and we can't let her get stuck today. As much as I love you, because you offered me things.
Understand, and I'm going to go rogue maybe and do my own thing because I don't care. I'm 88. They can put me in damn jail. I'll eat better in jail. Because in jail you can.
Jenny,
you know what I mean?
Jenny,
I hear you.
Jenny. You know the thing, Trisha Rue, is that we love Jenny, and the thing is, she's really a good example because at 88, she's spunky, she's intelligent, she's cognitive of what's going on, and that's because she had to be a champion in the off season. 88, almost 90 years 100%. Old. And so for those who want to be able to be a Jenny, they want to be cognitive, they want to be conscious, want to be annoyance because they can't. As Marcus Black would say, we're closing the room down. Jenny, we're closing the room down, Jenny.
We love you, Jenny. We love you.
Conversation later. We love you. We love you with all of your annoyance. We love you very much. And yeah, go roll and do what you can do while you still can do it. Health Wells, close this thing down.
Absolutely. And yes, and I want Jenny to know she's not alone. They do it to our children. So our children and the seniors are getting the same type of foods. And so that is something maybe we can write your lawmakers, and we should do a room. Like you said, Trisha, maybe that's a separate room that we do, and we can, really kind of go and debate and brainstorm on some of those. But I thank you guys for this opportunity to serve you today with this Therapeutic Thursday. If you're enjoying these type of conversations, you don't want to miss me and my brother on this coming Monday for Ruckin' and Buckin'. Listen, we're taking on the Undertaker. We're taking on the Undertaker. And listen, there are a lot of people that's being undertaken in their metabolism. And so if you notice, there's a building block. I keep sharing more and more. So you make sure that you come back this coming Monday. I'm talking about Monday night. And definitely visit the Breakfast with Champions, in the mornings as well. We get started with our international room at 4 a.m. And then we come stateside at 5 a.m. As you can see, it went on until 11:43, and I'm going to be late for my next appointment if I don't close out soon. So I am so very grateful that we've had this opportunity. So join us, check out the replays. You can actually even tap and save the replays, but we can keep this conversation going on bwcdaily.com. I am definitely over there and in the comments, and you can tap in with me with the link above, as well as I've put it in the chat. And I am delighted to service you guys in this way and to offer you solutions that will actually help you move the ball forward and free your metabolism and help you recover faster from the metabolic injuries that you've sustained over your lifespan. Shawnte Health Wells, let's go ahead and wish everyone a great day. We can count this down. Triple J, I see on Mike. Yes. Will do. It's a blessing. Put into action. Put into action what you've heard here today. Love you guys, and I mean it. Dr. King said, always know that you count. Yes, thank you guys. You matter, and your life has ultimate significance. Remember Dr. King's word. Celebrate the dream. Over the course of these next 7 days, keep the dream alive within you. You matter. Have a great day, champions. 5, 4, 3. You can bid everyone good night or good afternoon, depending on your time zone. 2 and 1. Bye. Kudu Matata. See you later.